London Company, the settlement aimed to establish a colony in Virginia and selected a marshy region on the James River, which they christened Jamestown. The colony did well initially, quickly constructing living and meeting space, as well as a palisade fort. Relations with the local Powhatan tribes began with hostilities, but gradually cooled over time as the settlers and native peoples of the region learned to cohabitate. The Powhatan offered food and friendship to the colonists, who took the opportunity to search the surrounding region for gold and other precious metals. Instead, they found that the swampy region that they had inhabited held no riches but disease. The people of Jamestown suffered from lack of coordination, disease, and the harshness of the environment around them, despite the aid of the Powhatan people. It was only when Captain John Smith took command of the colony and in near dictatorial fashion reorganized their efforts to establish trade with the natives and plant crops of their own in and around the colony. Smith returned home to England not long after his term as leader of the colony, but he had established a path for the colonists to follow that allowed Jamestown to endure difficult years of famine and struggle. Jamestown survived, and by the mid-17th century was thriving as more settlements began to grow around her. Jamestown has the distinction of being the first English settlement to survive in the New World. In 1619, 12 years after the colony's founding, Jamestown became the site of yet another first, when the first African slaves arrived in Virginia. 20 to 30 enslaved Africans who had been captured by English privateers from a Spanish slave ship were brought to Point Comfort, Virginia. From there, a number were sold or traded to the settlement at Jamestown. Slavery had existed in the New World since the mid-16th century,